Hey horror fans, once again it's the Horror Miser Monty G, and here I'm continuing my Paranormal Activity series as we will now go to Paranormal Activity 4. Yes! Oh boy. Now, before we begin, some interesting things I found out as far as about this film is concerned. Really not that much. Basically, the actors who play the parents, Holly and Doug, Stephen Durham and Alexandria Lee, they were a real-life married couple in the film. Unfortunately, Stephen Durham passed away on September 4th, probably shortly before the film was released, and the film was dedicated to him. So, unfortunately, they were an actual couple that were married, but like I said, no, he passed away on September 14th due to a heart attack. Another interesting tidbit is that Barry Allen, who plays Robbie in the film, was named after Robbie Mayhem. Now, I'm pretty sure if you guys don't know about Robbie Mayhem, he was a child that was in 1959, was an alleged victim of possession. And he actually had an exorcism that saved his life. That's one of the producers found out about that, so they decided to name his character Robbie. Now, also keep in mind, as far as how these films are chronologically, this is actually the true sequel to Paranormal Activity 2. Now, yeah, Paranormal Activity 2, people might consider that a sequel, but as far as the timeline is concerned, it is, how can you put this, a prequel sequel. Because the events of Paranormal Activity 2 take place before, during, and kind of right after the first movie. But this movie right here is actually considered the true sequel to Paranormal Activity 2 because Paranormal Activity 3 was a prequel. Those events took place way before the events of 1. So this is the actual true sequel as far as the timeline is concerned with this storyline. But enough about this. Let's get on with the review of Paranormal Activity 4. Now, Paranormal Activity 4 is a 2012 American found footage supernatural horror film. This was, again, directed by Henry Jowls and Ariel Suleiman, and this film was also written again by Christopher Landon, with Jason Blum and Oren Pele as producers. Of course, Oren Pele is the guy who created the Paranormal Activity series. This stars Catherine Newton, Max Shelby, and of course Kate Featherstone. She returns once again as Katie. Like I said, this film obviously was made because of the true success of Paranormal Activity 3 because it made $207 million in the box office worldwide. So Paramount obviously had to greenlight this one, and so almost close to another year following last year's 2011's Paranormal Activity 3, we got Paranormal Activity 4. And here's my review of it. In the beginning of the film, we see what happened in the events of Paranormal Activity 2. We see the demon-possessed Katie kill Daniel and her sister Christy in a Duck's Hunter. And then the film starts off, we see that Katie and Hunter's whereabouts are nowhere to be known. They don't know what happened to them. All we know is that her sister and her husband are dead. We don't know what happened to his daughter Alex. All we know is that she took Hunter and no one has seen them since. 5 years later, we get to see the Nelsons. We have Alex, another girl named Alex, and her brother Wyatt, along with her mother and father, Holly and Doug, and her boyfriend Ben. Soon, all of a sudden later, they had taken their neighbor's son, who is Robbie. Obviously, his mother has taken ill. She's going to the hospital, and Robbie gets to stay with him for a while. And as soon as that happens, weird shit starts to happen. As Ben is recording off of Alex's laptop's webcam. Eventually, weird shit starts to happen throughout the entire film, ever since Robbie comes in. Robbie takes a good shining over to Wyatt, and weird shit starts to happen. And of course, we get to mention the name Toby again. He reappears in this film. And Alex and Ben have to find out what's going on. Who is Robbie? Where's his mother? And what's happening? Why is his house all of a sudden? Why are all these weird shits happening? And that's basically what the film is about. Is them filming off of their webcams, off of the laptop webcam, and looking at all the strange events that take place throughout the film. Now, I actually thought it was an interesting way to get the found footage in this one, where they use the webcams off of laptops, because at the time we had webcams built automatically into laptops. So basically, her boyfriend Ben starts the recording off of the webcams with software. And it's an interesting way to film, because as far as from the viewer's perspective, when you're watching the film, the person that's talking in front of the camera, just like I am, can't see what's behind them while they're talking, while the viewer and the audience can. So if something is behind them while they're looking at the whatchamacallit, they don't know because they can't see it. And I thought it was an interesting way for them to film it this way. And they do take advantage of that, because they try to do some jump scares in this film, which again, I don't know why they do it, because this is really not what this film is known for. The series is not known for jump scares. But I guess they thought, hey, let's put some jump scares in here. And of course, it doesn't work. Now, the huge main problem with this film is the story itself. I mean, I really don't know what Christopher Landon was doing, but there's no narrative in the storyline to further the series. I mean, it's like we're doing the same stuff that we've done in the last 3 films, and there's nothing new here. All of this is just stuff that we saw in the last 3 films. There's no narrative here. We're given no explanation as far as what happened to Katie and Wyatt. Katie and Hunter. Sorry about that. We have no explanation given to what happened between Katie and Hunter. All of a sudden, we see this boy Robbie, and obviously Katie appears in the film. It's supposed to be his son. We're given no explanation as to where they're from or what Robbie's connection is to Toby. Obviously, he leaves it strictly up to the audience to make educated guesses, or to simply guess as to what happened, or maybe or what purpose this family is serving here, and why. Where did Katie get Robbie from? And obviously the connection, the secret that we know with Wyatt, that's so blatantly obvious. You can see that coming a lot of way. There's no structure here. There's nothing to further narrative. It's simply just a waste of time and space for this movie, because Christopher Landon does nothing in the story. Another problem this film has is that we don't learn anything new about what's the whole purpose of Toby, or anything regarding Katie's involvement in it. I mean, the stuff that Alex and Ben find out online, the stuff that the audience knew about. We knew about the symbols. We know about Toby. We're not giving anything new, nothing to advance the storyline. It's like if you give out something new, then that actually will engage the audience even further in the storyline. But all we hear is just saying the same cheap supposedly jump scares, the same noise disturbances that we've seen throughout the first 3 films. There's nothing new here, nothing to engage the audience at all. It's just typical, obviously lazy writing. Now, again, I really don't fault Catherine Newton, who plays Alex. I think she does a pretty good job as Alex. She's just played the typical teenage girl who wants to know what's happening to her brother. But unfortunately, she really does have really nothing to work with here. I mean, it's not her fault. Neither Matt Shelby, who plays her boyfriend Ben. He's just trying to be a nice guy. He does the typical boy thing because he wants to have sex with his girlfriend, but he also is concerned about her. No, he's just trying to figure out what's going on, because he can see some of the stuff that happens over once they look at the footage that was recorded the night before. Like the first night when Robbie comes over, he gets into Alex's bed and cuddles her, and that's just weird shit. But again, like I said, it's not their fault. It's just the fact that they're not giving anything to work with in the script. It's obviously that that Paramount greenlit this film because of the financial success of the 3rd film. They greenlit it and say, we got to get another one in here because the audience loves it. So they had to force Christopher Landon to come up with a script that takes us nowhere. I'm pretty sure that he probably wanted to do something different, but whatever ideas he had, it certainly does not work here. And it just doesn't do anything, doesn't go anywhere. And it's a sad thing to do, because I was really digging the series, especially after the 3rd one. And I'm pretty sure people who saw this one were highly disappointed, because this is just a terrible, terrible film with lazy writing. So despite some neat camera work with the found footage with the webcam and some pretty good fair performances with the actors, This was a highly, highly disappointed film, and probably if I were to rank any of these films, I would rank them right now, I would definitely put this last because it's just a bad, bad film. So, the Horror Miser is going to open up his vault, and I'm going to give Paranormal Activity 4 only one of my 5 gold coins. Yes, I'm only going to give Paranormal Activity 4 only one of my 5 gold coins because this is just a poor film. Like I said, I've seen worse films than this one, but it's just poor, lazy writing, no imagination whatsoever. Same thing happening all over again that we saw in the first 3 films. Like I said, it's just simply just a cash grab. So, horror fans, for those of you who have seen Paranormal Activity 4, what did you think about this film? Did you think that this actually was a great film and probably ranked higher than I ranked it on this series, or do you agree with me and felt as though this was simply just a cash grab and it was a poor outing and poor lazy writing? Now, leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Paranormal Activity 4. So, that's my video for today, horror fans. Hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share because it does help out the channel a lot. And if you're new here, if this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, all the rules. Ha ha. Maybe the marked ones would be better. We'll see.
1, 2, let's come for